All right, so to begin with, we are going to watch a video from our current NMFMA board president, Jedrick Lamb, and then we're going to also hear from the 5 people who are trying for the open board positions. So let me share my screen and the video, so that way you can all follow along. So yeah, I'll go ahead and play the video, and then I'll give it back to Denise, who will then introduce the new people running for the board. So here we go.
Hello, my name is Jedrick Lamb, and I have the pleasure of being the board chair of the NMFMA. This is a recording because I am currently in a classroom. Thank you to all the members of the New Mexico Farmers Marketing Association and all the incredible work you do to strengthen the local food system. I also want to thank the wonderful staff of the NMFMA. The board of directors has the privilege of establishing what the goals of the organization are, the policies that guide the organization towards those goals, and supporting the staff to meet those goals. In the 11 years I have been on the board, there has been tremendous growth in programming and direct support for producers and consumers of the amazing foods New Mexico has to offer. I would like to recognize the people that served on the board but will not be seeking another term. They are Adelma Hanasco, Alma Macatico, Joseph Fye, and Rosemary Romero. Their contributions were deeply appreciated, and we look forward to keeping them in the conversation in other capacities. Current board members are Bryce Townsend, Cindy Talamontes, Linda and Mario Rosales, Todd Taylor, and myself. I look forward to continuing to work with these great people, as well as the newly elected board members. The election of the board members will be done by an electronic ballot that will be made available to you shortly after this portion of the conference. The ballot will remain available until 5 p.m. this Friday, the 25th, so please make sure to vote. This year, we have 5 vacant seats and 4 individuals running for election. They are Joshua Cunningham from the retail sector, Contessa Archuleta from the finance sector, Stephanie Sanchez from the food bank sector, and Carrie Thulin from the community health sector. The knowledge they will bring will be a great contribution to our organization. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the New Mexico Farmers Marketing Association, we thank you all for the great work you do. Also, please feel free to contact me with any questions or suggestions. Enjoy the conference, and thank you for voting.
All right, thank you to Jedrick for that quick introduction to the board. I'm going to toss it over to Denise now, who will maybe talk a little bit more about the board and the new people who are running for it. So thank you all.
Thanks, Michael. Sorry about that. Just trying to answer a text. Wow. Multitasking. So yeah, that was really fun, kind of having Jedrick from the great beyond. It was kind of like the Oz, the man behind the screen, and it felt like he was almost right there with us. So yeah, Jedrick is now, as you may read on his bio, he is now a school teacher in addition to his farming responsibilities. So that's why he's in the classroom. And let's see. So what we'd like to do now, and I think Jedrick said this, there are 5 positions open, but we only have 4 candidates. So I don't know, I guess, if you all vote, it still would be really great to have you vote, but we don't even have, we don't even have as many candidates. Some years you just never know what to expect. So I think the best thing we can do now, though, is take a couple minutes and hear from the prospective board members. I think I can't really, there's too many people on these screens. So I'm just going to go alphabetically, and hopefully, and if Carrie Thielen, I think comes first. So if Carrie is here, oh, there she is. I see her. Terrific. So thank you, Carrie. If you could you can unmute and take it away.
Great. Well, thanks so much for inviting me here today and being considered for this fantastic board. So just a little bit about myself. I currently live in Santa Fe, and I am the manager of regional community health for Presbyterian Healthcare Services. And I oversee all of our community health programs in northern New Mexico. I'm a dietitian and my background's in public health. So I've had the great privilege to combine my nutrition and clinical skills on chronic disease prevention, healthy diets, healthy eating with systems change and food systems. So I've been very lucky in this position the last 2 years to partner with the New Mexico Farmers Market Association on several projects, and one being a produce prescription that we're implementing across Presbyterian, where we offer patients vouchers and access to farmers markets and CSAs. We also here in Santa Fe host the Del Sur Farmers Market in the parking lot through the summer. And we also have a really big support and initiative around local procurement throughout our hospitals. And so I would love to, serve in this position, bringing that expertise and that combined knowledge of the nutrition and health with food systems, and really just be a part of and be deeper into this work as a board member. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Carrie. It's always been great to work with you, and it's fun to hear you, encapsulate all of these things that, different ways that we've worked together over the years. Contessa, I believe you are next. So if you can, I know I saw you
I'm
there.
here.
Oh, there you go. Okay, just unmute and take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. As mentioned, my name is Contessa Archuleta, and I'm a financial advisor with the Raccoon Group based here in Santa Fe. I'm a local native Santa Fean, and I currently work as a financial advisor, collaborating with our clients to help them reach their financial and retirement goals. I also head our team's marketing efforts and community outreach. But prior to my career in finance, I actually worked as a paralegal and in government affairs work with a local lobbying team. And so I have experience and understand the legislative process and what it takes to get a bill passed through the session. I have been looking for an opportunity to give back to the community and join a board. And when I was introduced to this, I couldn't see a better fit. I'm really excited, and I really hope to be elected and be able to give back and offer my diverse background and knowledge to the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Contessa. And Josh, are you out there in Zoom land? Maybe Josh is not here with us. And yeah, Josh Cunningham works for Sid's Market in Taos, and he may be in a moment of grocery crisis. I don't know. Perhaps, I don't know if one of our staff can pull up his, when you go to vote, you will see everybody's bio, so you'll be able to read about what Josh wrote. I just, yeah, I don't have it handy at the moment, and I can just tell you that he's been intimately involved in buying quite a lot of local food up in Taos. Sid's does an amazing job of purchasing local, and they've been very active Double Up Food Bucks participants for many years as well. But you can read about his full bio when you go to vote.
And
So
I also just put it in chat.
oh, thank you, Christina. Good. Yep. Oh, perfect. I don't know. I think we'll just let folks read it themselves rather than me trying to pretend to read in Joshua's voice. So That's great. And Stephanie Sanchez, are you with us?
Yes, I am here.
All right, thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to run for election. I am Stephanie Sanchez. I'm the Director of Operations at the Roadrunner Food Bank. My boss, Joe Fye, is one of your exiting board members. I currently serve on another nonprofit board. I'm the newly elected secretary, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into over on that board by having to take notes, but somebody stepped down, so I stepped up. I've been on that board for a little over a year. It's called Seed to Need. It is a local nonprofit in Corrales that grows produce for food pantries. I have been at the food bank for, I would say, since 2014. I was brought on as an intern in the Public Allies AmeriCorps program, and I was tasked with creating a quality assurance program. And then I got hired and worked my way up, and now I oversee the warehouse and the transportation team. Something personal about me is I just got my green belt in Lean Six Sigma, and I'm working on my black belt in classical wash and ryu jiu-jitsu, martial art that I've been involved with since my UNM days. So that's all I have to say about me. Sorry, a little nervous. So appreciate you guys taking the time to get to know me and for your consideration.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. That's great. It's good to know we could have a future black belt on our team. That's always handy. And you know, Joe was our secretary. So if you find that you really love being a secretary, we might have a spot for another secretary. So yeah, I really appreciate all of the new folks who are running for the board. And you know, it's interesting just looking back over time as the organization has grown and evolved, because when I started, we had probably half farmers market maybe all farmers market managers, maybe a couple of farmers, and then it went to like half farmers and half market managers. And now you can see, just even kind of as a reflection of our work, that we will still have at least half farmers, and you know, a few of those people are market managers, and then some folks who represent the other sectors of our work, which is really useful, because what the board really does is they provide the eyes and ears of the external environment. We operate under something called policy governance. And what policy governance, the framework is set up so that it really creates a division of labor between the board and the staff. And then it also, it asks the board members to really be the to keep their eye on the external environment. So for instance, you know, if Stephanie is seeing things, I mean, I can't even imagine how much healthcare data she sees regularly, but if she's seeing things in the reports about, you know, whatever is happening with trends in people's health in New Mexico, she can bring that information to the board. And if yeah, just that's what the board does, is they really keep their eyes and ears on what's going on and then help provide that direction. So so we're very appreciative to have some new blood coming in, and again, really thank our former board members for serving. And I don't know if I can't, again, I'm having trouble seeing everybody who's here. I don't know if there's any, if Cindy Telemontes is one of our board members. Cindy, I don't know if you have your camera on, or you don't have to have your camera on, but if you want to unmute yourself, if there's anything you'd like to add, please, by all means. I'm not sure. I see Cindy's black square, but other than that, and I know Bryce was trying to join, but I'm not sure if he's on yet. Linda Rosales, I see your square here. Linda, is there, sorry to put you on the spot, but is, as a board member, is there anything, you know, that you would like to tell folks, or? All righty. Nothing like, you know, you can't exactly tell where people are at. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know if Bryce has been able to join yet. Ralph was planning to be here. Ralph Vigil, if you're here, and maybe I'm just not seeing your black square. Are you here, Ralph? There's Bryce. I see Bryce. Bryce, thank you. Is there anything that you can, either words of wisdom that you can impart to the new board candidates, or tell the, you know, the rest of the membership about the role of the board and how you found being on the board, what it's like?
Sure. Hello, everyone. And I joined in kind of late. I missed the link on it. So, but you know, this is my first year on the board, and it's been a good experience thus far. Everyone's been really, you know, works well together and is really cooperative and supportive. As far as the, I can't really give too much insight into the board's actions and all, because I'm fairly new and still learning all the ropes and such. But they have, I know for a fact that NMFMA has been real supportive to local farmers, and you know, we're trying to work on the establishing the Fresh RX CSA program. So a lot of the focus has been on trying to get that going and figuring out who we can collaborate with. We're looking to work with Mogro as well in getting fresh produce to different communities throughout the state. And really, I guess that's all I'm gonna say for now.
Thank you, Bryce.
More specific question.
No, it's all good. And you know, it's been a very interesting couple of years, the last 2 years. So Bryce, being, you know, just on the board for 1 year, hasn't really had the full experience because we have not had a chance to do our annual board retreat in 2 years. So every spring, the NMFMA the board gets together for an in-person, you know, 2 days, about 2 days of real meeting, you know, creative thinking time and really getting into the issues and topics. And we haven't been able to do that because of COVID. And so we've done Zoom meetings, which are really not the same. And so I know Bryce really hasn't even had the full experience yet, because we've been a little bit lacking without that in-person retreat. So hopefully this spring we will actually be meeting somewhere in person. So I do hope that for the new board members, that will be something that is a reality. I think someone asked a question. There are 5 vacancies. Okay, there are 5 vacancies and we only have 4 candidates. So that is, and it should be clear. Hopefully, if you will get your link after this, after today's meeting, you'll get a link that will allow you to vote. And I think all of it will be really clear there. But if you have any other questions, are there any other questions from anyone in the audience? Silence. Okay, well, I think we've got a few minutes before 1:30 is when we're scheduled for our next session with Sarah Silva. So I think we could really just, everyone can take a little break from the screen, or I'm happy to just hang out here. And, you know, if there's any questions, we can chat. I appreciate everyone listening through that long state of the plate. There's always so much information to share, but I know it's a lot, especially by Zoom. So yeah, I think we can just open it up to a little conversation and wait until 1:30 when we'll start our next official session. Is there anything else, Michael, that you want to share?
There's a question in the chat, and the person asked, does that mean that there's going to be an empty board seat for the whole year? And then I guess to follow up on that, will we take applications for new board members later on? I added that part.
Yeah, those are two good questions. And I would say that without rereading our bylaws, I cannot exactly tell you, and I don't even know, it must say in there, we do not, I know that there's a minimum of 7 board members and a maximum of 11. So, you know, we can operate without having that one extra board member. I don't know whether we plan to open it up for board, you know, to have another, I'm not sure how that would work. I'm not sure how that would work, if they could just appoint someone, or I think according to our bylaws, the membership has to vote people in.
How do you?
So
it's like somebody had entered with their mute button turned off, so we're good now.
Okay. So yeah, I think I would have to, if you want to, whoever asked that question, I'm sorry, I didn't see it in the chat, but if you want to follow up with me directly after the meeting, or Jedrick, please do so. I would have to check, because the only thing I can remember from the bylaws about that is I think the membership has to vote people in. So I'm not sure if we can assign someone after the regular election cycle or not. But please check back with me if you're interested.
It looks like there's actually a question in there for the potential for the candidates also. It says, what is the most important New Mexico food issue for each candidate? So for any of our candidates who are trying for one of the open board positions, if you'd like to unmute yourself and answer that, what is the most important New Mexico food issue for you?
Stephanie here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I would say food access. A lot of our partners and my 53-foot semis go into very rural areas where we will take food enough for a set amount of households, but we'll just drop it in the dirt on a pallet or set up tables, and making sure that people have access to good, healthy, nutritious food, and not just ramen noodles or things like that that you can get at the convenience store, because many of these places don't even have a convenience store, let alone a grocery store. So I would definitely say access.
Thank you, Stephanie. And Carrie, I see you've unmuted yourself, if you could answer that as well.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Food insecurity, you know, due to a lack of access of healthy, affordable food, especially in low food access in rural areas.
Excellent. Thank you, Carrie. And then Contessa, if you would like to respond as well.
Sure. And I think to echo what they're saying, and also just I think affordability, because I know growing up, I always thought farmers markets were expensive, and it was only for people who had a lot of money that you would shop at a farmer's market. So just educating people that there is availability to those who may not come or have a lot of money to pay for it, that there are other options out there.
All right, thank you, Contessa. Let's see, or thank you, well, all 3 of our prospective board members, thank you for that. And it looks like we have a question from George. If you want to unmute yourself, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
In the past, we were able to present our candidate in front of the audience, and they would go ahead and vote for or against, whichever way you'd like to present that, for a board member. Is that still a viable option?
Hi, George. Hi. I think, is your question whether or not you'd be able to not vote for someone specifically?
Actually, it was to nominate someone from the our members of the NMFMA general public.
Right, the application time to for new applicants had closed. I can't remember the exact day. I think it was a week or two ago. I could find that exact day if you wanted, but we did make announcements through broadcast email and newsletters and whatnot that there was an application period and there was a form that folks could fill out, like anyone, you know, could have filled it out and applied to be a board member, but that time is closed. And just
I understand that part. But is this something new that the board has voted on so that it would be an application process prior to the meeting and then a deadline set for that?
yeah, this was something that Denise might be able to speak more specifically to it, but this is the same process we used last year, and it is in adherence with the bylaws.
Right.
Denise, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, because I asked Jedrick about, you know, that possibility of last minute nominations, and you know, they are not allowed, I'm reading from Jedrick, they are not allowed because there is a process to ensure the proper information is collected and made available to membership, as well as preparation of the ballot. If anyone is interested in being a board member, they can blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I mean, it's really, you know, because of electronic voting, it's not really the same process of just being able to say, oh, we're going to add, you know, so-and-so to the ballot, because we have to do all of that ahead of time so that people can vote electronically. So yes, that is something that the board has decided due to electronic voting necessities because of COVID. Does that answer your question?
Kind of.
And the ballot has been emailed out to members in good standing. So, and it'll open at 1:30 on the dot. So if you're anxious to vote, go to your email and.
Right. And if there's anybody who, you know, after hearing, you might have seen, maybe you saw it go by in your email and you just weren't quite sure, well, do I want to be a member? Don't I want to be, I mean, a board member? You know, it's something to think about for next year. And we'd be glad to, there's always, well, almost always open seats. And so, yeah, just, we do announce it in several different manners throughout, you know, usually starting in January, via email and via newsletter. So if you are interested in becoming a board member, just please let us know. We're always interested in finding new board members.
What is the minimum vote quantity or count for a board member to have before elected to the board? In other words, one person that is sitting over here, Contessa, say she gets one vote. So is she a board member then?
I would say so, because we have opened, you know, we are following our bylaws. The membership, it is open for voting for all members in good standing for the week. We can't force people to vote, even when we were in person, right? We couldn't force people to vote. You might, if we can't, you know, we hope more people will vote and it will be a really robust process, but we can't really do much. So yes, one vote and you're in.
All right, thank you, Denise, and thank you and good luck to all of our candidates for the open board positions. Thank you so much. And again, voting is now open, starting at 1:30. So if you receive that email, you're able to get in and vote. So we're going to continue with, actually, I'm going to stop the recording so then I can restart it. And then, yeah, so